remember growing up and making house calls with my dad. I liked seeing him help people. They liked him because he listened to them and helped them solve their problems. After I graduated from the University of Vermont Medical School, where my dad also attended school, I remember thinking my dad was old-fashioned. I thought he was outdated, a bit over the hill, but his experience and gut reactions to symptoms and signs served him well. He didn't miss much. I didn't think I would ever become an old doc. Now I know that what I do, like my dad before me, is solve my patients' problems more frequently than make diagnoses. That is the secret to being a good doctor at any age. Listen to your patients, believe your patients, examine them thoroughly, and use your knowledge and experience to solve their problems. Solving problems has always been my priority by giving my patients the full measure of my attention. It is what I do best. As you read my introductory letter regarding this new model of medicine, the Concierge model, the house call will make a comeback as we go back to the future. So here we are, most of us in the same boat, give or take 10 years. We've arrived at this destination for the most part with our bodies intact, and we look forward and plan to enjoy many more productive years of healthy and happy living. Of course, there are forces at work that could change these plans. Forces like gravity, ribeye steaks, ice cream, inertia, fine wine, and finally entropy, defined as the tendency for all matter, us, in a closed thermodynamic system, Earth, to inevitably and steadily deteriorate, also called aging. Blood vessels become thickened as cholesterol deposits within them. Normal cells change into malignant ones. Joints deteriorate from stress and overuse. Muscles atrophy. And throughout it all, our fat cells keep on doing what they do best: store fat. What is the deal with that? But I'm an optimist, and I would consider to prefer the premise that as we age, life's a beach. You just have to watch out for the crabs. And that's how we practice wellness in the face of entropy. In the face of aging, we watch out for the crabs, and we take full advantage of those most satisfying and fun exercise opportunities to reverse the aging process. One of my greatest interests in my 35-year career of family practice and sports medicine has been exercise and how it relates to human performance, and especially how it contributes to wellness and disease prevention. You're never too old to exercise. In addition to maintaining one's independence, exercise is the only real answer to one of the most serious health problems in our country today, at all ages. Obesity is a major risk factor for high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, stroke, and cancer. Moving to Paris will not cure obesity. Neither will crash diets, diet supplements, or drugs. The cure for obesity lies in this picture and this picture alone. This picture shows an electron micrograph of obese patients' muscles before and after 4 months of an aerobic exercise program. These black areas in the after picture show the huge increase in mitochondria, the power plants of the muscle cell, the place where enzymes that burn fat and sugar are made and stored. The secret to obesity is that if you have a lot of mitochondria in your muscles, those muscles process fuel as energy and heat and diminish fat storage. So how do we get our muscles to make more power plants? by following an exercise prescription, which will be a standard feature of the personalized care you can expect during your complete history and physical exams, whether obese or not.
So exercise is the key to obesity. Without a proper exercise program, your body will never adapt, and you won't make more mitochondria and you won't lose weight. Exercise prescription is based on 3 parameters: frequency, intensity, and time. FIT, fit. To maintain your weight, you can exercise 3 to 4 times a week. To lose weight, you have to exercise at least 5 to 6 times per week. With respect to intensity, it has to be at a pulse rate that creates moderate breathlessness, like riding a bike up a slight hill or hiking uphill. If you're not breathless, you're not in a training zone with respect to your pulse rate. That will foster mitochondria production and weight loss. As far as the time, you have to exercise for 45 minutes per session. The first 20 minutes of any exercise program, you burn carbohydrate as the primary fuel. You don't start burning fat until 20 minutes goes by. That's because fat burns in the flame of carbohydrate. It's an old physiological saying, it's very true. At about the 20th minute, at a pulse rate that's in your training zone, you're slightly breathless, you begin to burn fat preferentially, because fat is a great energy to use, source of energy to use when you're not exercising at the highest levels. At the highest levels, carbohydrate is used preferentially. So we really want to exercise in the lower end of our training zone, our pulse rate zone. Fuel mix is everything. When you're walking along a trail, hiking at a good pace, you're burning fat. When a bear charges out of the woods, or you attack a bear to get that fish you brought out of the river, your pulse rate will go up and you'll burn pure carbohydrate as you're looking to burn a more efficient fuel to get the job done at those intensities. So the fuel mix is everything. Once you've been hiking for 20 minutes up a moderate hill and you have a breathless quality to your voice, talking to your friend next to you, after 20 minutes you're burning fat. And that is what induces the enzymes in your muscles, creates more mitochondria, so that fat is not stored as fat but used as fuel and then burned off as heat for hours after exercise.
We've talked about exercise. The other major aspect of wellness is surveillance. That's how we avoid the crabs on the beach of life. You know that regular testing for blood pressure, elevated cholesterol, diabetes, colon cancer, breast cancer, prostate cancer, etc. will be part and parcel of the overall program of the personalized health care you can expect within this new practice model. You're never too old for colonoscopy or mammograms or any other surveillance that will add to the quality of your life. Comprehensive physical exams, prevention, and wellness are only half of the equation. The other half is access to medical care and quick action when you get sick. As I mentioned earlier, problem solving is the real essence of prevention, wellness, and acute care or urgent care medicine. With 24/7 cell phone access and same-day appointments or next-day appointments, your problems will be addressed immediately. House calls will also be available. At times, the resolution of your problems will require the timely involvement of a specialist. I am very diligent and consistent in using the excellent specialists we have in the Flathead Valley. I believe that these consultants value their relationship with me as a referring primary care physician and consider me a doctor who can make referrals at the right time and for the right reasons. I rely on them consistently to help solve my patients' problems.
Doug has referred countless patients that we have consulted in together, and I have found when I refer them back to Doug, his diagnoses are generally accurate and his interpretation and judgment has been superb.
I'm a gastroenterologist and I practiced in the Flathead Valley for approximately 14 years. Over this time, Dr. Pittman and I have been colleagues. I've enjoyed seeing his patients for a gastrointestinal consultation. When I see Dr. Pittman's patients, I can count on two things, that they've been thoroughly evaluated and that they've been appropriately referred. When I see patients that have been referred by Dr. Pittman, I'm often impressed by how loyal they are to him and this derives from the fact that he's committed to them.
Dr. Pittman has excellent rapport with his patients, and I think takes the extra effort to not only understand their medical problems, but also to understand their lives. Whenever I have a referral from Dr. Pittman, he always fills me in on the details of their personal problems as well that are really helpful to me in approaching a cardiac problem with these patients.
Doug knows his limitations and has always been very easy to contact and easy to work with, which I think is a big part of being a good primary care physician.
Actually, Doug and I go back a long ways. As it turns out, he and I were at the same program at the University of Vermont in the late 70s.
Over the years, he has built important relationships with his consulting physicians, and I'm confident that as he enters this new venture in his practice, that these relationships will continue to be important to him and his patients.
This new concept practice that I would like to embark on for my final years in medicine has been called Concierge medicine, boutique medicine, and retainer-based medicine. Currently, there are about 1,000 doctors in the country who have followed this model. Most like me are older family practitioners who have been in practice for many years and are looking for an alternative to their high-volume practices and are not ready for retirement. I'm excited about caring for a very small number of patients in a highly personalized setting, keying in on wellness and prevention. Boutique, I don't think that term is going to fly in Montana. Concierge sounds funny to me, but seems more appropriate in that I will be there all the time when you need me to solve your medical problems. I think your retainer fee will be well spent. So I would like to be your medical care concierge, your part-time trainer, and your full-time doctor. Take some time to think over the proposal. I will depend on your thoughtful responses to determine the feasibility of making this transition. Thanks for your help. Quad muscle, the muscles of independence. After reviewing lab data, x-rays, and a physical exam, now I'm done.
Okay.
Just keep telling me, okay. No, I'm screwed now. Yeah, you're okay. Water.